Okay, let's do this. I know the lighting is awfully ominous, but we're just going to roll with that. There'll probably be a lot of background noise because I'm parked in what used to be the parking lot of this restaurant, but there was a fire there. So that is now closed and under construction, but they had a light on and I figured the lighting would be okay. So hence the shadows and any sounds of traffic. But a lot went on today, and there were a few things that I felt like I wanted to talk about. So, as always, I'm Liz. I'm drinking seltzer. I will probably do that in every video. And I live with mental illness, and some of that is addiction, which I'm in recovery for. So today I'm trying to learn about acceptance and patience. And that's hard for me in a lot of ways because I've always been the type of person who, if I wanted to be with somebody, I would be with them. And if I didn't want to be, I wouldn't. And there really wasn't much of a gray area. I would run towards somebody or I would run away from them. And that was basically that. And right now, as the man I love would say, I'm in a holding pattern where I'm, doing the best that I can to work on myself and to recover and to figure out who I am. And that takes time. And I don't know how much time. Just time. And every day when I do my prayers, I try to say, in your time, not mine, in your way, not mine, on the path that you've put me on. Because, my God is hey you. Or as someone at a meeting said, her God is a DIY God, like the people who make art out of used tampons, taking a mess and making it into a work of art. And that's what I hope that my higher power is trying to do for me. But it only works if I do the work also. And when I feel like I'm doing the work, but I don't feel like, hey, you up there, out there, wherever, is backing me up, it's like, come on, I'm working. Where are you? And so I was driving back from this meeting, and it was a celebration meeting, an anniversary. I think it was 23 years. And the speaker talked about how her daughter had died of alcoholism-related complications, about 7 months ago. And then the discussion was centered on prayer. And when I left, I had black eyeshadow and eyeliner on and mascara. That's not there because I knew right after she spoke that I was going to cry. So I went in the bathroom and I washed it off. And in the bathroom of this church, I got down on my knees and I prayed. Or rather, said, hey, I'm sorry that I didn't talk to you this morning, because I didn't. And that I didn't do what I meant to with my day, because I didn't. But help me along this path. So when it came time for me to talk, I hadn't heard any of the readings, but I knew that they were talking about prayer. And my sponsor had just spoken, and of course she made me cry, because that's how we met. That's why she's my sponsor. She talked, I cried for the first time in front of people I didn't know, and if you know me at all, you know how weird that is for me. Up until a couple of weeks ago, I couldn't cry even if I wanted to. Even in the privacy of my own house, I couldn't. Just my grief was locked up somewhere and I didn't have access to it. But when it came time for me to talk, I said, hi, I'm Liz. And I was going to say that I was going to pass, but instead I said that I didn't grow up with faith in my life. I didn't have faith in a God. There was no religion. It was hard even to have faith in my family, my friends, my partners. And so learning how to talk to any kind of higher power, even if it's of my own conception, is really strange for me. And so is accepting that that higher power has a plan, or that when I talk to it, that anything's happening. But there is something that I do know, and it's that going through early recovery is a lot like having teenage angst. You have a lot of feelings. You seem like you cry about almost anything. And you don't really know what to do with any of it. But one thing that does help is driving around and listening to music and singing along, like really bad singing along. So on my way back from this meeting, I just put on my sing-alongs playlist, which is just, it's all trash, all of it. And one of the songs that came on was Drive by Train, which is, I think I first heard it my sophomore year of college, so it's like 10 years old by now, but I still love it. And there's a part that goes, okay, I guess I'll sing it. It'll be off key, but I'll sing it. Please believe that when I leave, there's nothing up my sleeve but love for you and a little time to get my head together too. And I thought of the man I love and how things are kind of on his terms right now about when we talk and when we don't talk, and what we talk about, what we don't talk about. Because I asked him, what could I do? Was there anything I could do to make things better? He said no. He just needed time and space. And that's the hardest thing of all. It's just to give time and space. There's no action I can take except to just keep working on me. And that although I've left, there's nothing up my sleeve but love and time to get my head together. And that's my job. Don't mind the traffic. And I have to accept that. I have to accept that this time is not about someone I love. That isn't me. This time is about me. Right now it's about finding my faith. That when I take away the booze and the drugs and the partners, all the things that I've fallen back on when things have been hard, what I'm left with is a blank slate. And I hear a lot, let go, surrender, let go and let God. And I think, surrender to what? Surrender to nothing? Surrender to a blank slate? Like, how terrifying is that? To just let go and believe in the power of nothing? But then I realized that there was never anything. Drinking wasn't anything. Doing drugs wasn't anything. Having unhealthy, codependent, relationships that made me feel like I had to lose myself in someone else and just take care of them and put everything I had into being their partner. That's not anything. So, really, yeah, surrender to nothing. It's not like there's anything else. But the good thing about that is that I can build anything I want in that space. All I have to do is just sit in the quiet, in the stillness, in a parking lot in the fucking middle of nowhere, knowing that I know what's unhealthy for me now. So it can't stick. There's no footholds for it to find anymore. I cleared it all out. Or at least identified it. And the only things that are going to come in and find purchase are good. They're the things that are going to make me whole and healthy and happy. And I can surrender to that. I can accept that. So that's what I got tonight.